Yo, Ed Options, here we are. We're going to work through touchscreen challenges today. Touchscreen level 1, as you can see right up there, we've got options. Okay, so you can see today that we are going to utilize the touchscreen features on the Chromebook to do one of two things. You can see right up here, option number 1. We're going to head right over here and address 3 of the algebra questions from that particular page. Or option number 2 is you're going to be able to create some visual notes. This is a pretty cool concept that's popped up on the educational landscape, where you can kind of take a series of notes and construct meaning on a concept through a given series of handwritten or kind of sketched up notes, which is really pretty cool. Okay, and then again, we're going to answer that question right there. How can using digital whiteboard and touchscreen capabilities increase the effectiveness of a Chromebook as a learning tool? All right, so here we go. Let's get ready to knock this one out. And as always, pause, practice, rewind this thing as much as necessary, and we'll take it from there. So here we go. That's the idea. Level 1, touchscreen badge. Here we go. All right, so we're going to look at option number 1 first, and that's solving 3 algebraic equations. So to find those equations, they've been nestled conveniently right over here under the quiz for 1 variable equations, right? So what I'm going to do is pop open that link to get a look at some of these questions, and I have to come down here to the right hand corner. Obviously there's nothing in this space here, so I'm going to click the start button, which will fire up that quiz. Okay, so I can get a look at some of these questions. Right? And you can see here are the 1 variable equations that I'm going to solve. Right? So I think I'm going to come out of the gate hot here with this first equation. Solve for x. 3x minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 6. Point value 1 point. So to address this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Sketchpad, this little gem right here, and I'm going to go to work. And because the incomparable Bert Lowe has hooked me up with this sweet stylus, I'm now going to attempt to solve for this equation right here in my Sketchpad. Okay, so I'm going to set up this equation, and I'm doing that on this Chromebook right here. Okay, so you'll notice up here in the left hand corner I've got the pencil selected. There's obviously a number of other things you can do here. For our purposes right now, I just want the pencil, right? So I'm going to set up my equation, right? So 3x minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 6. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take a picture of this when I'm done. Actually, I'm going to come right up here and use the save button for that image so I can put it into my portfolio. Right, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and balance out this equation, right, using some mathematics. Got to isolate these variables. Okay, so I'm going to start here by I'm going to add 5 here. I'm going to also add 5 here. Right, that leaves me with 3x on this side is equal to 2x plus 11. Right, now I'm going to subtract 2x here. I'm going to subtract 2x here. That leaves me with x equals 11. Right, so there's my solution. Now if you want to go crazy, right, we could really test this. Right, let's plug it in. Let's see, 3x times 11, yeah, 33. Aha, minus 5 would be 28. Then if we did 22 plus 6 also equals 28. So my value for x, that's correct, right? I like it. So that now is what I'm going to save, right? So you can see right here on the device, I'm going to click export or save, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and save that to my Chromebook as a PNG. Boom, there it goes. And you see that that is now saved on my Chromebook, ready for me to upload onto my portfolio, right? That's one question. So you can get a feel for this, and in the interest of time, I'm just going to go ahead and solve 2 more. I won't necessarily video them, but basically you need to do this piece right here two more times, right? You're going to go back to the quiz, right, which is right here, and you're going to solve two more of those, and you'll download those images so we have them to upload as evidence onto the learning portfolio, right? So how do I get a new whiteboard, right? Because I just done this one, I've saved that image. What you're going to do right here is you're going to simply open a new whiteboard, right? Bang, there we go. And now I've got a new one that I can take my pencil to and go back to work again, solving a second and then subsequently a third equation for part one. Right? That's one of your options, okay? Using the sketch pad here to solve an algebraic question. Remember, you need 3 of those. Rewind the first one to go through the steps if you want to, but ultimately that's how we're going to do it to solve algebraic expressions or equations. This one happened to be an equation. Remember, I've got those images downloaded onto my Chromebook. I've got to get them into my evidence over there on my portfolio page. So remember again, I've gone to my portfolio. I've come to pages where we're starting to amass quite a few, and I've added a page for touch screen. Okay. Then again, I've added the intro to the page. I've indicated to my administrator that, hey, here is what I'm going after, right? Touch screen level 1. And there is my thoughtful reflection that I've already responded to the question from the challenge itself. So what I'm going to do is, where I want those images, is I'm going to double click, and this time I've got an upload, right? So I'm going to choose the upload option, and it's going to go browsing through the files on my Chromebook. Okay, so bear with me here for just a moment, and there are my recent download drawings, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these and upload them onto my page, right? So here it comes, right? Here comes my first one. Again, thank you for your patience, right? I don't quite want it right there. I want it here. I'm going to just move it up. And I'm going to expand that out as my first piece of evidence. Remember, the edit points will allow me to manipulate the screen and the size of my image. Right, so there's my first example using Sketchpad. And remember, I need 3 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while I bring the other 2 over, right? So again, I'm going to double click, I'm going to upload. That sends me on a browse through my Chromebook looking for those images that I created in Sketchpad, and I can add them to my portfolio that way, right? So here we go, here's my second one. I'm going to open that up. Here she comes. And again, I'm going to pause this video and I'll pick it back up once I've got all 3 in there. Alright guys, so I've got my responses in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up a little bit just for my administrator and let them know which problems I actually solved, right? Just so it's not kind of all over the place. So I've got my problems clearly labeled, embedded on my portfolio page. Remember, these steps we've done a number of times. I have to publish those changes right up here in the top right hand corner. And now I'm ready to submit. So what I have to do is go view that public page, right? Now this is the link here that we need, or my administrator needs, so I copy that. Then I'm going to head out to my submission box. Remember, this is touchscreen level 1. I'm going to show that drop box, and right here in the web address box is where I'm going to paste the URL to my publicly facing site. Option number 1, everyone.